Welcome back to the second half of Fated Worlds, The Burning Wind!
Yeah!
Yes. So...
Yeah.
Do we want to go over new beliefs, or do we want to, don't even worry about that?
Yeah, tell me what your new beliefs are.
Okay. Shall I go ahead?
Yeah.
Right.
Why not?
So, alchemy and singledry can change the world, and I can return my house to and I can return my house to prominence by being at the forefront of that change. But the first step is to hire a discreet staff to create a large quantity of product.
You want to hire discreet what? Staff members?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you just going full Breaking Bad on us?
Yes. There we go.
Nice.
Like, Breaking Bad, if the contraband was possibly like gunpowder, we'll see.
Half Breaking Bad, half like Guy Fawkes.
Yes.
I like this new man. It's gonna be fun.
The next new belief is Desi's insight is a rare talent indeed, and if she if she isn't already, she's sure to become one of Elodin's favorites. That one got a little bit changed by the change in Elodin's status. But the next thing to do is I should listen in on one of their conversations.
So you can change that to, helping her find a new, somebody new to help her with naming, or getting Elodin out of the rookery, or something along those lines. Maybe you're involved with Elodin's escape. Who knows?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Okay, so the third one I had before, but it hadn't come into play because we hadn't gotten back to the university. But I'm skating near the edges of a mystery that is dangerous not just to myself, but to those I care about. I must investigate while appearing to lead Quentin in circles. And I've got a fourth one because of my loyal trait. And this one also didn't quite work out because I didn't know the format stuff. But it's past time that I tell Davey the details of my business and why it's important.
Is that why she left?
I think so. I think that
she needed some time for herself.
To process it. But I don't think that Mathers knows exactly why revealing it caused things to break down a bit. And I have a new instinct. Always seize upon opportunities to grow the business, whether that means reaching high or low.
Okay.
Wink.
Cool.
Who's next?
Does anybody else have
You
new
decide.
beliefs? Carl, do you have any new beliefs?
Wow.
Well, I have like kind of 6 new beliefs, and then 6
Kind of.
If you haven't really met Quentin yet, very briefly. Desi hasn't met him at all.
Yes.
So his beliefs are: my nobility is an obligation, not a source of power. I will not betray the faith of my subjects. The marigold treasure is not to be squandered. I will not see the wealth of my parents go to waste. And an eligible young lord like myself should not go unmarried for this long. I must find myself a suitable wife.
Nice. I like that one.
My instincts are, if I can help a commoner with their ails, I do. I disdain haggling in all its forms. If I get into a problem, I try to just spend my way out of it. And I need to make sure that my personal funds are never depleted, and I have the time to try to recover tax resources. He's always trying to stay on the top of his game financially.
Such a nice
So
guy.
you're all about the money, huh?
Yeah.
Count Swanning it over there.
Or such a nice guy for a noble.
Put those B5 resources to good use.
So
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
curious. Between Lord Quentin, Marigold, and Desi, we said that in the year that passed, everybody kind of developed some kind of friendship, right? How did that how do these guys get along with each other? Does Lord Quentin Marigold think Desi is just a weirdo? Does he value her love advice because he's going to look for a wife? Like how does that work?
Yeah, what kind of classes is Lord Quentin Marigold in at the university, or does he just live in Emir? Or Emre? I keep saying Emir.
Yeah.
Emre.
See, he definitely goes to the university, at least more now than he did before. He spend a lot of time at home, dealing with the estate and whatnot. But I think he attends very common classes mostly. He goes to sympathy with everyone else, and he almost makes a point of hey, I'm just a normal person like everyone else. Don't give me special treatment.
I imagine people do anyway because he's so rich.
People definitely do anyway.
And because he's he's not just very rich, but he's also a local lord, right? So he has power here.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, he tries to be a good person. Weird. And he tries to look out for people. Class-wise, he goes through the
Do you have
normal
any
stuff.
reputations?
Not mechanical, I don't.
Do you want to have a new reputation? Quite a broad one. Just the reputation of, the young lord of Imre.
Well, I have an affiliation with the house.
You have an affiliation.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, fair enough. That will work too. That will work. Because you need to have something that represents that, I feel.
Yeah. Get that out of market privilege.
Okay.
As for my connection with Desi, I had this idea in the back of my head about if Mathers and Desi got back to town together.
But we didn't. We came separately.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, would Mathers have included an introduction to Desi in one of his letters, or to Jojo, or given them an introduction to?
I mean, Jojo
He
might
may
have
have,
introduced you to Lord Marigold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or if you want, Mathers could have introduced them in the past. Whatever works best.
Would that have been the thing? Would be sorry? Would we all have met up before you took off? Who are these strange friends you're going with? Why aren't you going with the Joseph lad?
So yeah, I could see Mathers specifically introducing Desi as specifically as an expert in matters of divination, and that it talks about that he'd talk her up as someone who will be very useful in the investigation.
Yeah.
Although, actually, that'd be dangerous.
Are we introduced? Mathers, what's the situation?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Do you talk about her?
maybe we should. What is Joseph's take on introducing the two? Like, does he think that's dangerous?
He just wouldn't probably think that. He would probably not think it would have too much of an effect anyway, so he wouldn't care too much, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, I think what I think what Mathers does, he does introduce them, and I think he and he plays it sort of straight, sort of not. Like he does say that she's this miraculous oracle, but in public he overdoes it and makes it sound ridiculous, like he's telling a story. But in private, he's a little bit more like rational about it, and there's this wink and nod that includes Marigold.
Yeah, I think if you like picture it like this master of divination, like tell the future. I think Marigold pictures like this really old woman, and like when we like actually meet, I think you can see, because he's not a great actor. You can see that there's like moments of like entrancement in him. It's like, oh, okay.
Thing is, would Desi notice that?
Probably not.
Yeah. I think he
Desi. The answer is no.
He just becomes like really fascinated with this like strange and otherworldly woman that Mathers has brought forward.
Future wife, maybe?
I mean, I think the thought crosses his mind. Like,
That would be fun.
It's like one of those things, one of those thoughts you think and then you immediately discard, but then it keeps nagging at the back of your brain.
That doesn't make sense. We don't even no.
Yeah, like you think it and then you're like no, and then it just keeps kind of floating in the background, and you're like,
what if?
Get out of here!
The fun thing would be if he actually proposed to her at some point, and she's like, "Yeah, I was thinking about trying this love thing, so why not?" And then not realizing that's like the implications of this.
Yeah, she's nice and interesting. Too bad she's lowborn, but she's interesting.
So yeah, like I think that's sort of like how it starts, at least. But I don't think that he's going to like directly like reach out to you. Like if you come back like, without Mathers, it's like oh, should I? No, okay. We don't really know each other. Like I just heard about you and like what you can do.
Like you hadn't really met her, but like maybe over the course of the year, like we had a class together or something, and you're kind of like
taking basic sympathy, right? At some point,
probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Shit.
And so I mean, I think we like kind of know each other in that respect, but I don't think that she knows really who he is or that he's Mather's friend. But I think that he knows who she is, what she can do, and that she's Mather's friend.
Yeah. So maybe like our first official meeting is Quentin going to you for advice about marriage? Like about
Oh,
what to do?
I'd like to play that scene. Like, what? Tell me how that goes.
Yeah. So
I want to see what kind of advice you give him. What the
So-
stars tell him.
So I think Quentin hears about like the fact that you do this through our old friend and his fellow nobleman Casper the Thunderbird, who's still around.
I'm not. Wait, are you friends with him?
I mean, we're both noble, so we sort of we kind of have to be friends.
Okay, yeah, I understand that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, we have this one thing that sort of connects us. So like hello, fellow nobleman. Yeah. It's like going to moving to a different city and finding out that you know someone, or like going to a different university and finding out that someone from like elementary school goes here, even though you weren't like really friends back then. Like, okay, yeah, I guess we'll hang out.
So I
that
guess
sort of thing.
Levi was the only noble that was kind of laying low.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, there's being noble and there's being noble, and you
Yeah.
know. So do you just does Lord Quentin Marigold just come to her little shop during business hours, which is like I don't know, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. 5 days a week or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like.
Or sorry, 6 days a span. How about that?
Yeah, makes sense. We see Quentin like outside the shack. He's like little like paper slip. Like, if this right? I mean, it looks like a diviner's house.
It does. It definitely looks like Diviner's house. I mean, like everything that you could imagine would make it look like a Diviner's house. Absolutely, stereotypically is there.
Yeah, I'm picturing like ritual ornaments outside, like animal skulls.
The smell of lavender, like coming out the door.
Yeah, you can definitely smell the house before seeing it. It's that kind of, but in a pleasant way. I'm sure.
Yes, quite pleasant. And so when you knock on the door, Desi answers, "Oh, hello. Yes, please come in. Were you here for a reading?"
Let's see if we can find his voice again. Yes. I'm dealing with the matter of most personal nature, and I need guidance from the stars.
Well, that is my specialty. Come in. Tell me, what do you hope to learn?
I seek to know more about my bride to be.
She nods. She like takes some like there's like on her table like that she has set up in the like the entryway like of her little cottage. There's like you come in the door and there's this table with a long draped tablecloth over it and chair on either side, and then there's like star maps that are already spread out across it, and like a small side table that has a collection of precious gems in like pillars, like quartz and jade, and I guess it's all semi-precious stones technically. And so as you say you want something about your future wife, she starts placing the gemstones in a configuration on the star chart, and then starts asking, so is this a woman that you know, or that you hope to know?
It is certainly a woman that I hope to know better.
Of course. I'm going to ask you some personal questions that'll help us get a better reading. How many summers have you seen?
I've seen. It leads back. Well, there was that 1 year when it rained a lot. I think it has been 5 and 20 in total.
Yeah, she nods. All right. And then she, puts some more stones around the chart in various places. And as close to the day as you know, when were you born?
Was in the fall, near the end. I remember I don't remember. I've been told there was a full moon.
Oh. And she kind of perks up, and she goes to her stack of her little table of gems, and she pulls out a large opal. It onto the chart in a specific place that you assume has something to do with the fall and a full moon. And she nods. That's very helpful. A full moon near the end of fall, 5 and 20 years. Yes, I think I'm starting to get a better picture now. And tell me of this woman. What do you know of her? What do you want to know of her?
I only know that she is one of a kind. She has very particular talents, unlike anyone I've ever met.
She nods. It's not a lot to go on, but I can give it a try. Is there a specific question you want me to ask the stars?
I want to know there's so much I want to know. But I suppose I
How
should
to find her?
Yeah, I should ask. How can we meet?
All right.
Perhaps you already have.
Yeah, I think that's enough for me to ask my question, specific question. How can Lord Marigold meet his future wife?
Okay, cool.
Now the generic answer in a bar.
This place downtown.
Boop 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 a doop boop. Got to. Oh, hey, that's why I couldn't find my character sheet. I had it popped out. Ha ha ha. So that's astrology.
Up for?
Do I want to fork things here? I don't really think so. When is this scene taking place, by the way? Is this close to the end of the year, or is this still kind of when we're first?
I think that this is before Mathers comes back.
Okay. I was figuring it was before Mathers comes back, but I guess I was trying to figure out, is this just before Mathers comes back, or is this halfway through the year, or is this after it's been a month and Mathers still hasn't been back?
Yeah, well, we kind of left in the summer, right? That's sort of where I'm picturing when our adventures took place. So I think maybe this is late fall, early winter.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. I don't want to fork falsehood because we've had a class. What I'm trying to get at is this means that we've been in like our basic sympathy class together for a little while. Like I feel like came back from the summer and then the next course we've been sharing a class together. And so I know you as a fellow student, even though we're not really close.
Yeah.
Makes sense. To me, at least.
I don't really want to fork ugly truth. I don't really want to fork omen wise, but maybe I do.
Ooh. You'll get something omeny if you fork omen
I
wise.
do love omeny though. How about observation?
Yeah,
like
you
my observation
sure.
of like
of him,
watching him while he's giving his answers and everything.
Actually, observation requires him to hide stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's more like
Oh.
perception, and perception is
And
something you can't fork.
Okay,
But
nope.
I mean, maybe something is being hidden, either
Sure.
by Quentin or by somebody else that's relevant, and we just
I
don't know it
mean,
yet.
you will get something with
Matters.
omens, and that's being hidden if you fork an observation and omen wise.
Yeah, let's do it. I like that.
I mean,
The best.
everybody hides facets of their personality and stuff. So
I mean, that's true. That
I
is
think
true.
I think I mentioned a thing that Quentin's hiding that he's not quite letting out at the moment.
Yes, for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
6. Well, that is still enough for a like a bonus thingy. Flare? No, is that what you call it?
Margin of success thing.
Yeah.
The force is strong with that one.
Patiently or quickly. Yeah, I mean, patiently gets me more detail. I think that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, working patiently to get this makes sense. I think we spend some time as she places all of her occult things and waves the incense and does the whole ritual. She takes her time here with this reading, and gets a good result. Answer to her question.
Okay. So, you see a black feather twirling down, and you feel that a dark event will that is somehow tied to the death or going missing of his parents, will lead Lord Quentin Marigold to his wife.
So I think as she reads this and she gets this vision, she looks up at Lord Marigold and she says, "How are your parents?"
They're in a better place, I think.
Yeah, and she reaches across the table and like takes his hand as part of this, and she says, "And you've already been set upon the path.
Yes,
The tragedy of your parents will lead you to your future wife. That's what I have seen. And if they've already..." She doesn't finish that sentence.
The path has been long and difficult so far, with many strange paths that I've had to walk down.
I also saw a dark feather, and I worry that it's related. Or perhaps worry is the wrong word, but...
The dark feather.
Could she place the type of feather that was?
It was just a dark bird feather. It might have been of a raven, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, like
it's hard to tell the specific species. You just saw a dark feather. It could be crow as easily as a raven.
I was gonna say, I feel like I would have a crow or raven feather like among my supplies.
It's definitely a blackbird of roughly that size.
Yeah, she just has one randomly in her hair, totally. And like, yeah, so she takes the feather
like this.
and she holds it up above the chart and she lets it go. And like in my mind, it falls exactly the same way as it did in her vision.
Yeah.
And she says, I don't know if that has any meaning to you, but that is what I saw.
Does not sound familiar, no. Or does it?
Dun dun dun.
I don't know, does it?
Blackbirds in the history of House Marigold?
There can have been, if you want. I mean, if you want, we can have a black feather at the scene of your parents' disappearance kind of thing.
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, and I think that's how Quentin knows that Desi's like legit, because no one else knows that.
Yeah, he probably has that feather still somewhere. That is good. That might come in very useful if you have that black feather. I can think of various applications for that.
Yeah. Yes. I think I think now he knows that you're like the real deal, and maybe he like gets a bit of like your namer status through this. Like he knows that you're not just some like diviner who lived in the woods,
not some conjurer of cheap tricks.
Yeah, exactly. That's wonderful. Like he knows that you're like the real thing. Maybe he's just like stand up. He's a bit flustered and just thank you. Thank you. I'll be on my way. I think it lets out quick like Taylor, watch over you before you leave. And like almost slams the door shut. There's a shot of him outside in like the cold fall evening. He's just hyperventilating a bit. And he's like, oh my, it's going to be an interesting year, isn't it?
Certainly. So, yeah, mothers, what do you do about your ring with the red stone?
Well, how many people tend to be around the Medica at night? Is there like
7?
You know,
it's like, I mean, the patients
on
are
average
there.
7.
the patients are there.
I was gonna say, I think maybe that's one of the things that Desi does at the Medica is sits with
Night guard.
Like and just like kind of like sitting with patients, specifically like I'm terrible with names today. Rav, exactly. Just like kind of like sitting by his bedside, like reading out loud kind of thing. Like she like
what
is studying
strange stories is she feeding him?
And I mean, it's like literally her history textbook or like
anatomy of the human body.
Yeah, like like a lot of maybe some of those hours that she put in for anatomy was just her like sitting by Rav's bedside reading the anatomy text out loud.
Gory midwifery stories.
Yeah, totally. But like that's part of how she's volunteering her time at the Medica is just, you know, sitting with the unconscious patients and keeping an eye on them, making sure they don't like choke on their spit in their sleep or something.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a lot of night shifts, probably because then you're closer to the stars as well at night. Okay. So yeah, like there's a couple of people who have the night shift, right? But it's not crowded. There's definitely quiet moments where you can walk through a hallway and be there by yourself.
So I think a little bit after Mathers returns, he'll like mention in like casual conversation, you know, Desi, the next time you happen to be in the Medica alone, or if it's or when it's very quiet, let me know. I think there may be a mystery to plumb, but one that should be handled discreetly.
Well, you know I'm the heir of discretion.
I'm sorry, no idea why that was funny.
Sure, Mathers, I suppose I can do that for you.
Excellent. So, like, on that occasion, Mathers will just kind of, at the tug of, a shared broken stick, will try and slip in inconspicuously and say,
Yeah, so you can get in unseen. I don't see what interesting thing could come from you being found necessarily. So, other than hey, what are you doing here? Well, I'm here because okay, then go out. So let's say that you eventually managed to find your way.
Visiting hours. Scatterbrained me.
So eventually managed to find your way unseen inside of Rabju.
So, this ring was tugging towards Rav the moment I got back to the university.
Does Desi know where you got the ring?
I don't think I mentioned that.
Kelsa doesn't know where you got the ring.
I'm not even sure what ring this is.
Is this the one that I stole from Master Bundia, or the one that I stole from the
priestess?
The priestess.
Yes, you took it off the body of the priestess.
Okay.
Yeah,
which ring that I stole?
Yes.
So many rings you stole. Oh, that's what I should have done.
Steal.
The rings of power.
Well, off the bot, looted. This one I didn't steal. I looted.
Yeah, technically different.
Of the body of somebody you had previously murdered. I mean,
It's fine.
Yeah.
They're not gonna need it in the grave.
Yeah, it was a relatively innocent murder anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's going to be the quote for this episode. # relatively innocent murder.
Pretty much.
That she did nothing wrong.
So, you feel the ring pulling towards Rav, and it's almost like the stone is glowing.
Clearly, there's a mystery here. Shall we?
Oh, this is interesting.
Or are there any preparations that you think we should do?
Can I,
first?
like,
Perhaps?
I want to touch, will you let me hold the ring?
Yes.
I would like to roll perception touch of ages on this.
Sure. What do you want to find with that?
What?
Past event that didn't leave a mark, maybe a brutal murder? No?
I mean, did a brutal murder leave a mark? Who knows?
You know, the stone used to be white.
Oh, wow. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Let's see. Touch of ages.
That would be interesting.
Gemstones soiled by murder. Most foul.
Yeah, I guess past events that left no mark. Ob 7 is... I mean, I kind of want, like... What am I trying to get out of this?
Yeah, what are you hoping to find?
I'm hoping to find whatever the connection is between the ring and Rav. I'm going to go for past events that left their physical mark. Specifically, I'm looking for, like, the creation of the ring or whatever enchantment was put upon it.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense.
I probably am going to fail since that is Ob 6 and I'm rolling 6 dice.
It's
but
possible.
Fate points.
Persona!
First, I'm going to spend
And-
Persona.
Persona!
Okay.
How much Persona do I want to spend on this, though? That's the question.
You can spend a maximum of 3.
Well, that is true, both by the rules and the fact that I have 3 Persona. If
Well-
I'd had more than 3 Persona, I might go all out on this. But since I only have 3 Persona...
Wildcard.
Is this something that I could help with astrology? I realize that it's a different test, but
it is a perception test, so you would have to
Help with
you
perception?
have to help with perception. And since I'm using a supernatural sense in order to perceive, I don't think you can.
okay.
Not that I wouldn't love your help. I just I don't think it's fictionally possible.
Yeah.
I mean, fictionally, I could see like a link test, like setting up some sort of advantage.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And-
like had you done any research on this ring at all before this? Before bringing me in on this?
I don't think I've had an opportunity to do research as such.
Mhm.
I've almost certainly like meditated with it before, but probably with no result.
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe done.
I'm gonna spend-
read a chart about it.
I am going to go ahead and spend 2 Eartha.
Cool. What is
And I've got 3
That is-
sixes.
Oh,
definitely
that's
spending a fate on
definitely
this.
possible. That is definitely possible.
Would be unlikely if would not work.
Unlikely, but not impossible. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So a 7.
You done- you
Good
done done.
enough.
So past events that left a mark.
Mhm.
So you see the red glow of fire,
Mhm.
and you hear the hitting of the hammer on the iron.
Do we get a shot of Mount Doom from the outside, or is it just in?
And you see, a dark figure hunched over the ring as it's being forged. And then
I
the
want
last
to rule them
moment,
all.
and in the last moment, you see that this figure has entirely blue eyes. No, no pupils, no irises, just entirely blue. And they kind of have cat's ears with like
White
little
Walkers.
plumes on them. Is plumes an English word?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with little plumes on them. And that's all you make out of them before you before the image fades.
Well.
It's clearly been made very long time ago.
Do I have any idea what that could be?
I mean, roll wise, where is the mysterious thing that you
Glowing
don't know
eyes
anything
wise? Can I roll
glowing eyes
wise?
Yeah, use glowing eyes wise.
Yes.
Here it comes.
Okay, let's do it. What's my ob here?
Oh, what is your ob? Let's see. Let me go to my obstacle list. Wises.
I mean, if is what I think it is. This is like fairly common folklore, right? This is like fairly common folklore of this thing.
So, I mean, it's the thing is that it's the tales are never really correct about it. That's the thing. So that will make it harder. I mean,
Yeah, but glowing eyes wise is so specific.
Glowing eyes wise is very specific skill wise, so that's why I'm doubting.
I don't actually have it. I'm still learning it.
Definitely,
So.
but that's why I'm doubting when it comes to obstacles whether I should make this fairly doable because you're rolling a specific skill that means you should know about the subject, or should I make it very hard because the whole wise itself is hard to know. I mean, it's relatively it's still like ob 3 or 4 for the wise itself, I think, but the wise itself is just kind of hard. So what do you guys think about just making those wises an obstacle harder?
I'm fine with that. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, so how specific what kind of specific knowledge are you looking for? Are you looking for a vague idea about what kind of thing this is? Are you looking to figure out who this specifically is? Because there's a big difference in I definitely think it's more like a vague idea of like what this is as opposed to who specifically this is.
Okay. So let's make that ob 3 then.
Okie dokie.
Well, there you go. 3 successes.
1 6, but
is it worth it?
I don't know. How much fate do you have, and do you want to spend it on perception?
I do, and I do. So let's do it.
There you go.
Do it.
Oh, nope. Nope.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just it's a story that's you heard when you were young, but aside from something to do with cat ears, you just can't put your finger on it,
Yeah, so this all happens in the course of a split second as she takes the ring from Mathers and holds it in her missing finger, holds it to her missing finger. And she says, "Oh, this ring is very old. And whatever made it had blue eyes, solid blue eyes, and cat ears? I remember hearing a story of such creatures, but the details elude me.
Kawaii.
Oh, strange. I wonder what that would have to do with Church of Telu.
Where
Perhaps-
did you get this ring? And like, can I feel it like pulling towards Rav at this point?
Most definitely. It's like it's very hot to the touch, and there's a definite pull. Like the stone is glowing slightly, and there's a definite pull towards Rav.
It wants to talk to Rav.
Yes, well, I found it on the High Priestess at the monastery.
Oh.
Honesty.
Yes.
Wow.
I love how
personal
surprised you
question.
were, Hasa.
I've been told it's the
I'm
best
genuinely
policy.
surprised. I didn't expect mothers to be that honest.
They had quite a collection of magical artifacts there, as you recall. All of them are now in her house.
What did you do with them? Like you have them in your house?
Yeah, they're like just in her house, like, you know, on a bookshelf or something, as if they're just regular knickknacks.
Yeah, there was definitely another ring in the collection.
Yes.
There was.
Yep.
Yes,
I believe with the blue stone.
I don't.
It
see
does
a-
not specify in my notes.
I don't see a way around touching it to him to find out what happens, but I think we should at least try to.
And I think you like say that, and you're like, I don't see a way around touching him with it to see what happens. And I think like she just reaches down and
no.
like is gonna touch it to him before you finish your sentence. Are you gonna stop her?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If I can in time, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think I'm that fast. Actually, I am kind of fast. How fast are you?
I mean, do you guys as players want mothers to be in time?
I kind of want to roll it because
Yeah.
on the
Sure.
on the one hand, I feel like she's just being impulsive and being curious and wanting to know what this does and feeling it pull. And she is the kind of soul who wants to do what this thing wants to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you did you read A Slow Regard for Silent Things?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I based Desi a lot on Auri, and
Facts.
the ring wants to touch him, and so she wants to help the ring to touch him. So she just reaches down and she's gonna just like touch it to his forehead, unless the ring pulls to a different part of his body specifically.
Forehead works.
But Mathers can be like, no,
Yeah.
and like try to stop her. But I would want to roll for that just because I think it may have caught him off guard.
Certainly possible.
Well, how about like you're not trying to be too fast for him, right? You're just as fast as you are.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to be too fast. I compared both our speeds are 4. And if either one of us had a higher speed, I might have just been like, okay, they get it. But because our speeds are mechanically the same, that's what I was saying to roll off.
Yeah. I could see agility rather than speed. Because
Yeah.
speed is more like running.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you're right. I keep forgetting that.
So what are your agilities? Who is
Mine
faster?
is 5.
Your hair
What is
faster
your
on
agility?
minus 4.
Yours
Better
4.
go fast.
So it makes
Go
sense
fast.
that you're
Okay.
faster.
Perfect.
I could also see it having a roll off because rolling agility is fun.
I mean, up to you guys. I don't care. it makes sense that Desi is faster since I don't know. I was imagining her in my head standing closer, and if her agility is just higher than. But if you guys would rather roll, that works for me.
Let's roll off.
Okay.
I'm fine with rolling off. I like that
Okay.
idea.
So you roll agility, and Kelsa, tell me how hard this is for him. Is this Ob 1, a simple act done with little thought? Ob 2, an act performed routinely at your job? Ob 3, an act you can accomplish if you concentrate? Ob 4, a risky act? Ob 5, an act that requires expertise?
It's definitely at least a 3 and not more than a 4.
Ob
I'm gonna call
3
it.
sounds
I was gonna say I think it's gonna be a 3 because she's not trying specifically to be fast.
Yeah,
but
she's just faster.
She's just faster.
Yeah. I imagine she's not like trying to like slam it down on his
No.
forehead. Whereas
poor guy.
Mathers,
No.
it would probably take him a moment to realize that that's what she's doing, but as soon as he does, he's just trying to slap her hand away. It's like no, and he's when once he does realize, he's moving as fast as he can.
Yeah. So I think 3 sounds reasonable here.
Or is it just a versus test?
Well, normally it would be, but it's like...
No, I feel just stating it makes sense to me.
Yeah, she's not trying to be fast. She's just is fast.
I could see either way.
Yeah, you could probably turn it into a versus test reasonably well as well.
Or even, well, no, it's not brawling. I mean, I'm definitely not trying to hit Desi.
Do you want it to be a versus test? I'll roll.
Okay, let's just do it that way. That makes sense to me.
Sure.
You guys roll then?
Press button. Come on.
Is it misbehaving?
It's not. There it goes. Okay. Not spending on anything on this. Base ob is 1.
Ouch.
You still succeeded. I rolled 0 successes on 5 dice.
How?
Congratulations.
Well,
I mean, I know exactly how. It's, I mean, the RN Jesus.
You mean RN Satan? That doesn't make sense, but...
RN Satan.
So you can stop her in time.
Yeah. I think as I do, I say, "You fool!" And then, I'm sorry. That was rude of me.
You can't just simply walk into Mordor.
Let's
Exactly.
consult the stars.
One
first.
does not simply
You think?
walk into...
I want to know if we're.
Of course.
I don't want to be helping enemies in doing this.
Oh, I wish you told me that was going to be your plan. I don't have my charts with me. If you want to go to my... Did you need to do that now? I mean, we could.
She's kind of like hesitating, like I feel like this is like shortly after you got back, and we haven't spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
In the meantime, and so maybe this is like a surprise to you. Like she doesn't have her divining dice on her, probably like for the first time since you've known her. As I've changed that instinct.
Ah, okay.
Cool.
Yes, I think we should take the opportunity out. We can just. My charts are probably not as detailed as yours, but hopefully they'll serve. Oh, and I should point out that Mathers is looks fairly different. He's kind of gaunt. His eyes are a little bit just a little bit sunken.
So she's like,
I suppose, or we could wait until after my shift is finished and I'll use my charts back at my cottage.
I would prefer not to waste the opportunity. Let's if I don't know what the how many rounds you have to do.
there's like an ob penalty if I try to do this without the correct tools. Is that right?
Oh yeah, like double ob.
You would get double obstacle if you don't have the tools.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I might actually get a challenging test after all.
Oh, no, that doesn't work. Like the obstacle that you get it for is
It's
just
still the original.
The halved,
Oh, okay. Darn. Well, this is gonna be terrible. Let's do it. Brilliant.
We fall back to short of the Aeneid times. It's gonna be horrible. Let's do it.
Nice.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand. So this is an astrology test.
Yes.
And
Are you helping mothers?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We are definitely gonna go with Omen Wise.
Yeah.
And can I fork sigilry since this is a magical artifact, or is there no sigilry on it since it's not?
Sure, you can fork sigildry.
Okay.
So there's sympathy in there.
Perhaps.
There might be, or I'll learn that there's not. That could also be part of it.
Yeah,
since
actually,
this is
that
a
might,
magical.
yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's 3 there. And cool. 3. And then no Artha. We're looking for like a question. So
Yeah, I'm
should
not
have
sure.
this
I
page
mean,
bookmarked.
it could just be the looking for the auspices of the Enterprise, but I mean, if you want to do a specific question,
I think the auspices of the Enterprise, it actually makes a lot of sense, all things considered. Because you're just like, oh, we should do this, and she's like, yeah, of course we should do this, duh. Let's see. Determine the auspice of beginning Enterprise. So that's an op 3. Okay. Doubled is op 6.
Yes. And what is your Brad, what is your astrology?
3.
How high is it? 3. So you get
So-
1 helping dice.
Yeah, and then 2 forks. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness. Oh.
What are
It's
you
worth it.
rolling? I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, you rolled pretty good on that.
Well, if this was
Mothers, if I had my proper tools, maybe I could tell you something here, but this is beyond my ken.
So the question is, will you do it or not?
I will. I still want to do it.
How about Mothers? It is pulling. It wants to go.
I think that we may be dooming ourselves, but to be so close and have be so close to such a mystery and not investigate is more likely to be the mistake.
So I see you on board anyway.
Okay, so the question is,
Oh,
who is touching Rav with the ring?
I would assume it would be Desi, unless Mathers specifically stops her, since she already is the one with the ring in her hand.
Mathers?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Like,
So
see what happens, guys.
you slowly move the ring to Rav's forehead. And you see, like, his eyes flutter a little, and it's the first movement you've seen from his eyes. Coming from him, like, in ever. And you hear beautiful music. And birds and... And I would like you...
And I couldn't say no.
to roll me a beginner's luck test for glowing eyes magic.
The best magic of all of them.
Yeah, you know, it's a work in progress name, of course.
Glowing eyes magic.
And your obstacle.
And what is what?
Actually, let's make it a
what stat am I
test.
rolling here?
I think probably just will.
Just will. Okay.
Maybe will and perception. I think just will.
Okay, just will.
Let's see, what stats do people have more?
But this is separate from glowing eyes wise. This is glowing eyes magic.
Yes. Wise is knowledge, magic is the actual practicing of some kind of magic. Let's see, will... yeah, let's call it will.
Why is it saying my will is 5? That doesn't make sense.
Did you advance it at some point?
Let me try this again. Okay, there we go. It's a graduated test, so... oh, gee, give me a break!
Never mind.
Okay.
Give me a break, wow!
Are you sure you're not rolling
nothing.
D3?
So,
Nothing! Oh, man.
while I come up with whatever horrible thing happens because of that, let's move to Juju.
Speaking of
Wait,
horrible
I'm
things,
here?
No, you're not here.
I mean, hi. Hi. Nice.
we just
Yes.
cut to Jojo standing outside looking terrified.
So, we're jumping an undefined amount of time into the future.
In 500 years.
No, not that long. Less than a
400.
year.
Oh.
Less than a year in the future, but
1d500.
definitely time passes. And there hasn't been a chancellor in a while now, Jojo. But you've heard rumors.
Yes.
You've heard rumors that they've found a new chancellor.
Is he trying to be the Senate?
So
God damn it.
one day you are on your way to classes. Which class are you going to? Or are you going to something else? You're walking around the university grounds at least.
Okay. That's fair.
Passing by the master's hall.
Yeah.
And you see the masters come outside with a woman you don't know. You've never seen her before. But she's wearing the chancellor's robes.
I like strong women. That's nice.
And as she says, goodbye to the masters and leaves, she walks past you and she gives you a nod. And she says, good day, Joseph. And you've never seen her before, right?
Hello. Good day.
And she just moves past. You get a little bit of an airy feeling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But if the masters know my name, but I don't know theirs, I mean, maybe she just came here to be a master because she heard of me and how glorious I am, but
Perhaps.
I doubt that. Would be cool though.
So do you want to try and figure out more about her?
Yeah, I mean, she just talked to other masters, so I could just ask who that was, right?
Yeah, sure.
And let me guess. They say like, well, don't know master? She has been here for a long time, right?
So who do you talk to? Which master do you talk to? Because the answer depends on who you ask.
Which of the masters are there to ask?
So I believe they all come out one by one. Maybe exempting Master Elodin.
I guess I would probably be on good terms with what was the big one called again? That is co-sponsor as Edir.
Yeah, hold on. Places, university, master. Kilvin, Master Kilvin.
Master Kilvin, yeah. Yeah.
Sealdish Master Artificer.
Yeah, I think I'm on good terms with that guy, and he's quite straightforward. So I think I can just go by asking him.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he's he appears to be thinking about it, and he mutters in his beard for a little bit, and he says, oh yes, that is Master Ariani, and I will write that down for you, of course. She's the new chancellor. She has studied here long ago, but she's been brought in from outside of the university. I personally haven't met her before, but yes, she has very impressive. A very impressive resume.
What will she be teaching also?
She is
probably naming,
replacing Master Elodin as Master Namer.
Interesting.
I'm going to write this down right now.
Well, at this point, I think, yeah, I guess I want to study naming now. That sounds cool.
She's a very intriguing woman. I must say that, she's definitely caught my attention.
I see. Yeah, I should definitely try to learn about naming.
Oh, whoops. I need to edit my notes before I can write something in them. I will write this down. Master Ariani replaces Elodin as Master Namer and Chancellor. Okay. Cool.
Did we just enter the darkest timeline? That would be cool. He just entered into a different timeline.
Perhaps.
Or the dankest timeline, which is also great.
Better?
Worse? Both?
Question mark.
Who knows? I mean, a lot can happen in 3 years.
Yes.
Indeed.
We will see. It will all depend on you guys. So, is there anything else you would do, or shall I flash back to Rav?
Well, I guess I would just try to find out how to take naming lessons or how to inscribe for them, and that I would do that. Just do that.
Okay, sure. So she's known for being very strict. She has a very strict regimen on who she takes and who she doesn't take, and there's not really a system for it. She just looks at you and she says, most of the time she says, "Oh no, you don't have any talent at all."
Okay.
Right? So I imagine you come into her office, you knock on her door.
Hello.
She doesn't look up from like a mountain of paperwork. She just continues writing, and she's like, "Yes."
I am very impressed by your skills, I have to say.
I see. I don't remember showing you any of them.
Well,
she grabs another paper and continues writing.
Well, you could not knew my name without ever talking to me beforehand.
She shrugs and she says, "We've spoken," in a manner of speaking.
I see. Well, so how would I qualify for your studies?
She briefly looks up. She stares at you. She looks you up and down and she says, "Fine. Just be there next Wednesday," and she continues writing.
All right. Thank you very much.
I guess not Wednesday, huh? Next on the third day of the week. I'm pretty sure they name like their days of the week with numbers, aside from like, the 4 special days, the felling and such. Yeah. So yeah, she's like, yeah, just be there on the 3rd day of the week.
Where exactly, by the way?
She names a classroom number.
I'll be there.
And do you leave? Or does she have to tell you to leave?
No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I can take it.
She has to physically boot you out. It's the only way.
Leroy thrown out of the window. There we go.
I mean, perhaps. She doesn't look very physically strong, but then again, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want the girls to throw you out, right? That's not how this works.
Yeah, let's move back then to the scene with Mathers, Desi, and Rav. Desi rolled so horribly. I have to come up with something good. So,
I rolled real bad, guys. Real bad. I've been the worst all day.
One question. Did you meet the cafe in the meantime, or what did happen that you rolled it like that?
Oh, God. Not that bad.
I mean, I renamed myself appropriately, right?
I mean, it could be literally was the worst possible outcome 2 times in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you have rolled like 16 dice over the last 3 rolls, like 19 dice, and you got 2 successes.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Those 2 successes are just to make you give you false hope.
Yeah,
it's like
so
someone
what
has
I
it
think
in for you, even.
What I think happens is Rav sits upright with a shock and opens his eyes as Desi falls on the floor. And you fall into a world of confusing dreams and weird magic. And, at least right now, you're not waking up.
Reasonable.
See,
Reasonable.
you see this, Matters. Rav sits upright, entirely conscious and awake. He's clearly very confused, but he seems to be doing all right. And Desi's just fallen to the floor like pale white, eyes staring into nothing.
I think I just say, you don't move. And I'll turn to Desi and, yeah. Try to rouse her. Try to just
she's not responding.
Yeah.
I mean, she's alive. You can tell that she's alive. But she is as close as to Rav's previous state as it can be. Like that's what it looks like anyway. Just completely unresponsive.
Okay. I'll try to hold her eyes open.
You're muted, Kelsa.
Oh, I was just saying I'm not going to sit like that forever. It's not that comfortable. You have a more comfortable chair, Kala. Don't show off.
So I'll hold her eyes open and just kind of stare and try to just reach out and try and get some sort of connection.
Yeah, it's like she's not there.
Yeah,
I mean,
open
you
your
can
brain to
definitely
the
roll
world
something, of
psychic
course.
maelstrom here.
You can definitely roll something, but at least on first, what you feel is nothing. Desi is very, very far away right now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I would roll, but I do, but I do concentrate and don't can't anymore, and then never, not meant to be, perhaps. Rav. What is this? What? Who did you last see? And you, I should perhaps tell you that you've been in a coma for some time, so no one would take it amiss if you simply slipped away. So don't lie.
He looks at you wide-eyed, suddenly paying attention. He had been looking around himself, confused for a bit, and then he was like, "I don't know. I don't remember a lot. I'm sorry. It's just there was a raven. I remember a raven." And then
okay, and I don't know anything about the whole raven thing, so
dreams, just dreams.
Didn't
I think she told you.
Desi told you about following the raven when she found Rav and the woman with the glowing eyes.
Yeah, wasn't there also a woman with raven hair involved?
Something like that.
Yeah, there was a pale woman with the eyes of the raven. But that is not something Rav mentions.
But I know something about it. That Desi mentioned it a ways back, right? And I had forgotten.
Yeah, you do know something about it.
Okay. Tell me about the woman with the eyes that were wrong. It was probably the last thing you saw.
He shakes his head and he's like, sorry, I didn't remember. Maybe, I don't know, like I can't remember anything right now.
Who am I?
And he knows his own name.
Okay. Can I get a sense of whether or not he's lying? What is the last thing that you do remember?
Yeah, so he just remembers a raven and then strange dreams.
Oh, and is the ring on the floor now, or where?
Yeah, I imagine it
suspect
would be on the
it's
floor.
either still in Desi's hand or on the floor, just like
Yeah.
outside of her grasp.
Is it just like stuck to his forehead?
That would be funny.
No. It's on the floor.
Okay, I'll scoop it up. Does it have a pull anymore?
No, it's gone completely dull and cold.
Rav, there are... I'm sure you at least know that there are dangers afoot. Yes?
He nods. Yes, the raven is dangerous.
Can I can't even believe that I'm asking this. Can you move? Can you walk?
Yes.
And can I trust you to call one of the Medica staff to attend to Desi and not mention me?
Sure. There's no problem. We're friends, right?
I hope so.
Of course. I remember working with you. I haven't forgotten that much.
He's forgotten more than I thought. Okay. So before I slip out, I with no hope, I'll try touching the ring to Desi's forehead.
Okay, give me a glowing eyes magic with an ob of, let me see, this is gonna be hard.
You're both going to be passed out on the floor.
If you want, you can roll glowing eyes wise first.
Well, no, I don't want to roll glowing eyes. Well, okay, I sort of do, in that then I could like get a test towards it, but since that'll only make it harder to do glowing eyes magic, since I'll fail the roll, I'm just gonna move on to.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be a link test. It can just be, do you know how to use this magic?
Okay.
Or not?
All right. Sure, why not?
I think glowing eyes wise is going to be ob 5.
Okay.
Because this is something very specific, but if you happen to get very lucky, then you'll figure things out.
Okay. So it's only ob 10.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm not jumping into something that's ob 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is when you get 5 6s. Well, you
Holy
get 4.
crap! 4 6s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll spend a fate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that let's go towards perception.
That are a lot of 6s, I
Yeah.
have to say.
Yes. Are you stealing like Kelsa's dice or something?
Sorry. 40.
Luck leeching. Is that a thing now?
I think so.
No.
Radio stars.
Still.
That was the extent of my luck.
Yeah, don't forget to put that fate towards will. No, perception.
Perception,
My
yeah,
bad.
is wise.
Yeah. Well, you can try rolling glowing eyes magic without the correct knowledge. That will be.
I think that also counts as a difficult perception test.
Yep.
It's up 5. Can you just make a perception test at up 5? Just see what it is.
Okay.
I think it's difficult, but
Yeah, you can just make the perception test. It will tell you. That's a good idea. That's easy.
Difficult.
Difficult. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. So this is going to be an ob 6 test if you don't have the correct knowledge. But you can definitely try using glowing eyes magic.
All right. Ob 6, so it's ob 12.
Yeah.
All right. I'll roll it. I've already
here we go.
committed, right?
Off chance math.
Don't worry, if you don't roll zeros, nothing incredibly horrible is going to happen, because it's more a case of, in this case, just nothing will happen. It's a fairly boring outcome, I guess, if you fail. But
There's a 6.
Yeah. Sure.
there is. You want fate points into will?
Sure.
it could happen. It could happen.
And you can roll will against ob 6 to see if
3
it's,
successes.
Yeah, that's not entirely going to
It's
cut it.
definitely challenging.
You're not
Yeah.
getting anything back. You know.
All right. Yeah, and seeing nothing happen, I think without another word, I just leave and or I go to the door, look to Rav, make sure that he's actually getting up to go let staff know. Like I give him a meaningful hard look, and then I'll slip out.
Okay.
Did you take the ring with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. So, yeah, like, you hear as you're standing outside, probably listening under Rav's window, you hear him call for people, and they come in and they're entirely amazed, and they ask him what happened with Desi, and he's like, I was just here, and then she was just like this, and I don't know what happened. And he's sticking true to his word. He's not mentioning you at all.
Okay. Amazing.
So
unless you want to jump to somebody else, which I don't want to hog time. The next thing I'd like to do is actually try and slip into Quentin Marigold's window.
So that's a question. There was a vague idea about doing a trade vote based on the year that passed. If we want to do that, that's going to take some time, so we might want to start that now. But alternatively, we can do some scenes more, and then just we'll have to be faster with that. I don't know how long it exactly takes.
Or alternatively, we could do it at the beginning of next week.
Or that.
Because I don't where we're at right now, I don't think we have enough time for a trade vote.
You don't think so? We have 45 minutes. I think that's probably enough.
Half an hour, 45 minutes?
I'll mute myself. I like the idea of having a scene with Marigold and
do the
Mathers.
scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out from there.
He would definitely like to talk to you as well.
Okay.
Do you guys want to talk in private or?
Yeah. Like when I say slip in his window, I'm trying to slip in his window with none the wiser.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, sure. So I think he definitely lives at the estate mostly. I don't think he owns a room on campus.
Okay.
So you would definitely know where to find him.
Okay. So as I enter, it's pretty late at night. Would you rather be woken as I enter, or rather not?
Let's see. I think he's awake. He's probably actually studying for something. I think he has sympathy books on one side and estate papers on the other.
Okay.
Yeah, he's up late. You can tell that he's in that studying, barely conscious, and to finish this book at some point tonight. Half coma, but he's awake in a sense.
As soon as I see you, I look a little bit surprised, but hold my finger. First thing, on both of our lives, I wasn't here tonight.
Very
Being
interesting.
all mysterious, Mathers.
Would you like to give me a reason as to why you're not here tonight?
Yes,
Breaking into my house?
I haven't been entirely forthcoming with you. And there's...
You don't say.
And there's a good reason for that.
I certainly hope so.
The matter of your parents' disappearance is something that I was inveigled into under somewhat odd circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Jojo, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Again, this You must tell no one of this, but he was paid by someone he cannot identify to have me, let's say, lead you on a chase, a goose chase.
Traitor!
I know.
Mathers.
Is there a loyal will soon be voted off? I think so.
You know what they say, there's nothing more dangerous than an honest man.
Ooh.
What exactly is it that you want, Lord Hayward?
What I want, really, is to get to the bottom of it. There are a number of events in motion involving blood, the Church of Chelu, a woman with eyes that are wrong. There's, I don't know how. To be honest, I've been looking into it, but I don't know exactly how it's all connected. But I do know that it is. And if the investigation comes to light, I think it'll be, again, worth more than our lives. But I'm sure that you won't simply ignore this on my word, nor would I expect you to. But there's a deeper game here, and we must play it. Around Jojo, we must. It is imperative that we continue the farce. That I am leading you on this goose chase, and that you are falling for it. Are we clear on that, or will that be a problem for you?
I'm not one for deception. I'm not much of an actor. But I believe that if truly important matters are at stake, then even I can feign lack of knowledge.
I hope.
Feign some sort of ignorance.
I hope that I have not. I hope that this will not prove to be the misstep that I fear it is, but...
Has anyone ever told you have a knack for getting into trouble?
A number of people.
And I think he makes like a gesture of digging through the stack of papers and pulling something out and looking at it. And I think to you it just looks like a letter, like anything else. But like, as we see him looking at it, it's the directions to Desi's house. Do you know anything of strange woman and the black feather?
Describe her.
I know very little. It's only something that I've recently discovered myself. It appears that some secrets are not as secret as I once thought.
And therein lies the danger.
Indeed,
I know of several
Lord
strange...
Herrick. Indeed.
I know of several strange women. Some I know better than others.
As I've learned. But I've been told on very good authority that this woman, whoever she is deeply connected to the fate of my parents, and perhaps to my fate as well.
How do you know her name? How did you? What were the circumstances that you would ask this in the first place?
It was a personal matter that I'd rather not disclose in impolite company. But it was
Really,
not directly connected to my parents' fate. I can divulge that much.
I see. Well,
Let's mention I don't want secrets getting into the wrong hands.
I understand why you might not trust me with sensitive information, but
Yeah, the whole idea that Mathers is discretion himself is kind of like
Obsolete at this
cracking
point.
at the edges, or just broken entirely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we have, as I might say, crossed the Rubicon here. I think to the degree possible, we must be on the same page.
And I think we are.
Yet, well, if you don't know the name, then that's one thing. That's I can hardly fault you for it. But if you're withholding it, then you close an avenue of investigation.
I do not know her name. I can tell you that much. But I know that she is relevant to my interests.
Well, but have you met her? Do you see her face to face?
No. I suspect that if I had met her, or at least if I knew that I'd met her, that this matter would have already been settled.
Well,
as you mentioned, I think there is something greater at play here, much far beyond the reach of ourselves, or even beyond the fate of this Joseph fellow, if that is his real name. It sounds a bit made up, to be frank. But I'm not the criminal here.
okay, and you said there was a raven involved. Raven
Yes,
feather?
the raven feather, I think.
Yes, it's interesting that Mathers says that, because you actually told Mathers a black feather. You said nothing about a raven.
That is interesting.
Take from that what you will.
I
Indeed, a raven.
Well, it's certainly not much to go on, but I do have an idea. There's someone who's been let's just say out of play for some time, who is now back in it. My first conversation with him yielded little, but I have some ideas as to how I might be able to dig a bit more out of him. I'll look into it. I'll be in touch.
Very well. I suspect I'll see you in class tomorrow then.
Oh yes,
If you care to attend.
It's been some time. It's been about time.
Indeed. Can't go slacking off just because you're into a murder investigation. I've learned that much.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'll be there.
Smooth.
Yeah, so over the next couple of days, what you hear, Mothers, is that Rav is being entirely friendly to you. He's not doing anything that compromises you in any way. He doesn't remember much about what happened. He says that he's starting to remember some facts, so maybe at some point he'll remember more. But right now he doesn't remember much of what happens, but he says, oh, no. Like, he completely clears Davy's name and says, no, she had nothing to do with this.
Oh, that's good. Appreciate that. Okay, that is definitely a check mark in his favor.
Yeah. And he's released from the Medica after a couple of days. And I want to do one last short scene with Lord Marigold, Joseph, and Mothers as they are walking across, across one of the many courtyards that the university has with Rav. And as they walk across the courtyard, towards them comes the new chancellor, Lady Ariani. And you just see Rav, like he becomes white, like pale white, and he just stumbles backwards against like a nearby court wall, and he's like, no, and that's where the scene closes.
Nice.
That's a perfect way.
So do you guys want to do end of session?
No.
Yes.
Let's keep going.
I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Sure.
Yeah, so I actually have my book again.
Because you're home. Yay!
Let's see if it falls open at the right page. Is this the right page? No, this is resources. Close enough there. No, it's not close enough at all. Hold on, where is it? Here we go. Learning Arthur. Third time opening the book, it opened at the right page.
That's all. Third time's the charm. Perfect.
Were any deeds points earned? I don't think so.
No deeds here.
Okay, so this doesn't happen, this doesn't happen. Was anybody being a mold breaker?
Mothers, 10 points for Gryffindor.
Yeah, I mean,
Mathers was kind of, yeah.
I think so. Did he play out his inner turmoil, though?
That's a good question. I guess that's a question for you.
I think will
Yeah.
get the points for comedic anyway because he said the
Definitely.
relatively innocent murder. So.
But comedian
That
is,
was pretty
is-
funny.
Yeah.
The humor one is fate, and this is for persona. So
I see.
Okay, so yes, I was like back and forth as to whether or not telling like Finnegan Quentin was going to doom us all. I think I was kind of conflicted about it, and so yeah.
I think like even though I don't think you played out your inner turmoil to a great degree, I think what you did definitely created good play, interesting play. So I'm tempted to on those grounds still award the persona.
Okay.
I think like to officially fit the bill, you need to really you need to describe how Mathers is sweating and how this is hard for him to say. But I feel like this created plenty of interesting play anyway. Like we were all like, "What? He's telling the truth?" And it was clearly an interesting moment that changed the dynamic in the group, and I feel therefore it's still
It definitely changed the dynamic in the group.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wonder how the meeting between Lord Marigold and Jojo is going to go.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I still have a high falsehood, so that I got that going for me.
That is a useful skill.
It is. It's the most useful skill I feel.
So, did anybody perfectly capture the mood of the table and further drive the story onwards? Moments like great speeches, desperate decisions, or gruesome revenge. Did anybody embody the mood?
Not particularly.
I
don't
don't
think.
think so.
Okay.
Just sort of everyone getting back into shape.
Yeah, then look at all your beliefs and see if you resolved any of them. If you did, give yourself a persona point for that.
I got to do fortunes for both of my new friends. That's persona. I'm not yet a Relar, and I have not found someone to experiment in love with yet, but we've got some groundwork going on. So
I'm very curious what's going to happen to Desi now.
Well, okay. So on my, I'm skating near the edges of a mystery that is dangerous not just to myself but to those I care about. I must investigate while appearing to lead Quentin in circles. I think
Yeah,
that's
more
probably
mold
a
breaker
fate
than
rather
anything.
Yeah.
Unless this has really made you like this has made you be like, okay, I will not do this anymore. If you've resolved it in the sense where you've decided that you're not going to do this anymore, then it might also be persona.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think it's persona. I think that but it's pursuing it. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
not
would be
that
fate. But
Yeah, it's not that I plan necessarily to lead him in circles. It's that I want to appear to do so.
yeah, you've talked to him about that, so definitely. Okay. So if you all have looked at your persona for your beliefs,
I have a question. It only works for things that are played out, not things that are going to happen inevitably next session, right? Because one of them will be definitely resolved in that sense next session, but it kind of, the implications are already there.
Which one? Give me the example.
Mathers might be the most useful, most dangerous in the group. Let's make sure there will be a friendship that we can both benefit of, not a fight.
So not yet, because it hasn't like
I don't know
there's
about
still
it
play
yet.
that will come up in that sense.
Yeah.
So then it makes more sense to do it as the play comes up.
Okay.
But you can think already about what your new one will be so that you can change it mid-session once you
That
resolve
makes
it.
sense. That indeed makes sense.
So Yeah. So, anybody any more questions about beliefs that they resolved?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Did anybody have the right skill to keep the story moving when no one else does?
I mean, Desi doesn't have the skill, but Glowing Eyes Wise took the story in a very different direction.
Definitely.
Yes.
She does have the whole. I don't know, but that's not a skill, right?
Yeah, Touch of Ages isn't a skill.
Yeah,
No, it's
not
not.
a skill.
Yeah, I think there's
Okay.
a bunch of not having the right skill, but we're working on it.
I'm
Yes.
so close, guys. I'm so close to having glowing eyes wise. I'm excited.
So I believe that Brad earned a fate point for humor. Did anybody
Yeah.
else? Okay.
Nothing in character, I don't think.
So beliefs. Fate points are earned for manifesting a character's beliefs in a convincing and entertaining manner. This award is given when playing a belief serves a purpose and drives the story forwards. It's a very open condition, so there's a lot of room to get a character's beliefs involved. So give yourself fate where applicable. And let me know if you have any questions about that. As for instincts, fate points are earned for playing instincts when such play gets the character in trouble or creates a difficult or awkward situation.
I would like to propose getting fate for both spend my free time in the Medica and never turn down trying something new.
Yes, I agree.
For being there to sneak Mathers in and then me touching the ring to okay.
Yes, definitely. Like that got you into trouble.
Yeah.
For sure.
With a big T.
I was also under beliefs. I was thinking about the love belief, working towards that by having that moment with Lord Marigold. Yes, no, maybe. What do you think?
Maybe.
I mean, were you working towards that?
I mean, kind of.
It seems like there is an undertone that certainly could be going in that direction.
I mean, like, you know that best, Kelsa. As you were playing, were you thinking of, okay, how can I make this into some kind of interesting relationship with...
For sure.
Okay.
Because I like that kind of weird, complicated relationship. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
well, then do it.
Let's do it. Got it.
Okay. Fate Artha can be earned for using traits, but only if invoking that trait alters the direction of the story in an unforeseen way or makes life difficult for the character. So definitely Touch of Ages here, because it definitely altered the direction of the story. I mean, there would have not been any of that glowing eyes-wise stuff going on. So it definitely added something to the story. And the rest of you guys should just look at, if you have any traits that applied.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Perhaps Mathers dug his own grave. I don't know. That depends on how angry Lord Marigold is at him.
I don't think Marigold is quite angry. He's just confused at this point and
Fair
tired. But Marigold does have a trait called base humility, which I could see having come up by just like resigning to Mathers in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like okay, like I'm not an actor. I don't lie to people. I'm not like the career criminal of the two of us. Like I'm gonna just go like let you do this. I think you know better than me in this case. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
It definitely changed the tone of the whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely going to come up in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to say that Curious was part of what prompted her to want to to use her or to use the ring in the first place. So I definitely taken fate there as well.
Yeah, you get all the fate.
I do. I got more fate than I spent this time. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
Very
always
appropriate
good.
for a diviner.
Yes. I suppose so. I suppose so.
Okay, I guess we're done a little early then. If you have a few moments to Kelsa after the session, I'd like to hear your ideas on what's going to happen to Desi.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to talk about that offline and see what happens there. I have an idea, and it's great and terrible.
Wonderful.
My.
I love
Nice.
great and terrible.
I feel this session we get very back to the shot of Dania roots. From what I hear.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting nice folk flashbacks from Abyss at this point.
My.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, especially when you mentioned
Next
going
session, we're just going to play
Inquisitor.
Blades in the Dark. It's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, maybe Brad, you want to wrap up the session?
Yeah. One moment. Let me go ahead and mark stuff. Okay. So, in wrapping up, I essentially am curious as to. Well, first off, I'm curious about several things, but I think the first curiosity I'd like to address is the great and terrible things that Kelsa, you're doing online.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Segue.
I'm Kelsa. If you have not paid attention, I play Desi here on Wednesday mornings, Burning Wheel, and Wednesday evenings, I'm over on Tuxterdamus's channel, where we're playing Open Legend, and I am an adorable cat bird, an owl bird, an owl cat person who's also a police officer, and has a tragic, sad home life. And basically, we do like procedural crime drama, sort of. It's interesting in a weird Aetherpunk world, and I like that game a lot. It's fun. On Saturdays, I am in 2 shows as well. At 1 p.m. Pacific time, I'm over on Eric Vulgaris' channel, where we are playing Blades in the Dark. And then at 5 p.m. Pacific time, I'm on AP Gaming Reels channel, where we're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, where we are playing a game with a connected play-by-post RP, so the audience members can make a character and join in to be part of our kingdom as we try to tame the Chaos March. Then on Mondays, I run a game of Blades in the Dark over on Tuxterdamus' channel, so I'm in 5 role-playing games a week, and you can learn more about that either on twitch.tv/KelsaDelphi or on Twitter @Kelsa.
Very cool. Hassa, I want to thank you again for running, and happy birthday.
Thank you guys for playing.
I hope it's been a good one so far.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. Does anybody else have any shout-outs? Colin?
Yeah, so I wanna
there's
give
music,
a
yes.
shout out to Tabletop Audio for using their enchanting music, and that they provide for free on Roll20. So.
Very cool. So for my stuff, you can find me here on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. with these fine folks. And then at sort of unspecified times on some Fridays and almost every Saturday. Fridays being Infopocalypse, which is sort of just kind of chilling out to political videos and commentary. And on Saturday, for Hacking Infinity, which is working on a Powered by the Apocalypse sci-fi role-playing game with post-singularity and transhumanist elements. And then on Sunday at 4 p.m., we're going to be doing some D&D 5e Lords of Chaos. And currently, we just went to Waterdeep, and there's already a bunch of intrigue percolating, and I'm looking forward to that. It's, I mean, normally D&D isn't isn't the system that grabs me the most, but it's with good folks, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the renewed campaign plays out. So I think that's about it for my stuff. If you enjoyed this and haven't already hit follow or subscribe, depending on whether you're checking this on Twitch or YouTube, please do. I'd very much appreciate it. And I'm going to
Find someone super cool to host.
Precisely that. Precisely that.
How did I know?
Super cool.
It's like it's a habit with me or something. Anyway, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And it seems like every few days Twitch reorganizes how
how the website works.
Yeah. Crazy. I think it's got to be Adam doing Forbidden Persona.
Oh, I think they actually changed those rules. So.
Oh really? They saw a reason?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably just wanted to make sure that in the first month people are not getting spoiled, and after that, I don't know. I was profiting from that. Less spoilers for me, so I'm not going to complain. I can see that some people that try to make money out of it would be kind of pissed off because they bought a game that will not get them anything, at least for the first month. But
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, so often people will burn through a new game and, within the first couple of days have the, short, ready to end content. So, in retrospect, maybe it was a cool way of doing things. Anyway, bye again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ah!